This video is brought to you by hoodbeast.com. Design your own custom hoodies. hoodbeast.com.
What's up, everybody? I'm Seth Fowler, and today I went sneaker shopping in New York City, specifically around the Soho area, because that's where a lot of the flagship sneaker stores are, and you can always find some pretty solid stuff. The first place I stopped by was the Adidas Original store on Spring Street. They always have some pretty great stuff. They don't actually carry Ultra Boost because they're not a performance store, they're an original store, but they do have some pretty solid stuff, as you can see on the wall. Of course, you got to check out the Prefiers. I have that black and red colorway that Adidas actually sent to me, but the gray colorway looks really clean in person. That's the first time I've seen it. They had a lot of EQTs on display, like specifically these 9317s in this triple white colorway. What was interesting about these is that they have this sort of fuse overlay, piece around the toe box of the shoe, which is something I haven't seen before on that model. I don't know exactly what they're going for with it, but it looks okay. They had some of the EQT ADV cushions. This is a shoe that I don't know why it's called the Cushion ADV, but it shouldn't be because it's hard as a rock. I really don't like that sneaker much at all. It's not a bad looking shoe, it's just not comfortable for me. They also had the new NMD Racers, which is a shoe that I'm considering reviewing because I think it's a pretty interesting concept and it's a nice new version of the NMD. They've got this really interesting traction pattern on the forefoot of the shoe, which I've never seen before, and they moved the pod or the plug to the back heel of the shoe, which is also interesting. Overall, a pretty nice looking sneaker. I'm actually pretty stoked on the evolution of the NMD, at least in this particular way. They've also got the NMD R1 ST LTs, which I'm not sure how I feel about because I really don't like the pattern that they used on them, but I like that they're at least trying something different because the R2 was not really a great shoe in my book. At least I didn't like the way it looked, but this is at least a step in, I guess, the right direction. They also had a bunch of these guys right here. I don't know what they're called. I think they're sort of a different take on a classic shoe. It's a nice colorway. I definitely liked it for that, but wasn't anything too crazy. So the next spot I hit up was the Adidas Performance Store because honestly I was kind of looking for the Chinese New Year Ultra Boost, even though I'm sure they're sold out. But they did have some pretty decent stuff. They had a lot of Ultra Boost 4.0s, like specifically this multicolored colorway, which I've got to be honest, it's more of like a Knicks colorway than anything, but not a bad looking shoe overall. And then right when I was going for the triple blacks, that dude grabbed them. So, sucks for him, they didn't have his size. He should have been here a week ago like I was. Already did a review on these guys, so if you guys want to check that out, make sure to do that. Overall, it's not a bad looking shoe. I just don't think it's really as dark as it could be. I like the fully triple black look, not that sort of salt and pepper look. They also had a bunch of the Ultra Boost ATR mids, which are a good looking shoe. I don't love all of these colorways. I think some of them are a little bit too crazy and out there, but overall a dope shoe. Next, I hit up Kith, which is actually where I picked up a pair of shoes. I'm not really supposed to film in there, so I got this really awful, janky shot of me walking around with my phone, but I did see a pair of shoes that I didn't expect to see, so I picked them up. You can probably tell what they are from the box, but if you don't know, I'll show you at the end of the video. Then, later that night, I stopped by Foot Locker on 34th Street, which is honestly the best Foot Locker I've ever been to. They always have some pretty crazy stuff. This is a new pair of Kobe ADs, which are pretty nice looking. They also had a bunch of the Gatorade ones, except obviously not the neon green colorway. I think the orange, out of the three, is probably the most wearable in my opinion. I really like the blue color, but I just don't know what I'd wear it with because it's a weird shade of blue. Then I hit up the retro section of the store. I was surprised to see that they actually had the Eris 11s. I don't know if that's Stingray or whatever material that is around the toe cap of the shoe, but it's a little bit too sparkly for me, and honestly the shoe just looks, it looks like a girl size shoe. They had the Altitude 13s. A pretty nice looking shoe, but I'm just not a huge fan of the colorway overall. Maybe I'll pick it up on sale one day, I don't know. But they also had the Bordeaux 5s, or I guess the dark maroon leather 5s. They look really, really nice, and they're, I think, a premium model, so they're $400, so they're very pricey. But they actually do look like a really, really nice shoe overall. So if they ever go on sale for less than $200, maybe I'll grab them. Then I hit up the Performance Jordan wall. They had the low top and the high top 32s. Of course, this is the Westbrook Why Not PE of the 32s. I was surprised it didn't sell out because I thought those shoes usually sold out, but not a bad looking shoe, but I just don't really need it. And then I found the Air More Money, which, honestly was a shoe that I really didn't like when I first saw it. And I was talking to Jacob Starr about it, and then I saw them in person. And he was totally right. They're a dope shoe. They are really fire. Man, I should have grabbed those, actually. Then they had the Foamposite AF1s. It's a nice looking shoe. Not really my thing, but they're sitting, so if you guys want to grab them, go grab them. And then, of course, the NYC Up-Tempos. I like the colorway, I like the shoe, just don't need it. Next, I hit up the Adidas section of Foot Locker. They have a pretty decent selection. They've got a lot of Ultra Boost 4.0s, and a lot of these colorways aren't bad, just not exactly my thing. They still had the Parley 3.0s in the white and blue colorway and the maroon 3.0s, which I think are really, really nice, or dark burgundy or whatever they're called. They also had the new version of the Alpha Bounces too, which are pretty interesting looking. I don't know if I like them as much as the original Alpha Bounces. I like the new materials that they're using. But now for the moment of truth. If you couldn't tell already, the shoe that I picked up is the Air Zoom Generation Quick Strike, which is technically the LeBron 1 or the first LeBron signature shoe. I got it in this black and white colorway. It looks super, super clean. It was just sitting at Kith. It was the last size that they had, and it just happened to be my size. I'm really stoked on it. I don't have any other LeBron retros at the moment, and believe me, there will be a review coming very, very soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But that wraps it up for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to me, Seth Fowler, if you want to see more content just like this. And follow me in all other forms of social media. The links will be in the description below.